So I want to talk to you about what I think is one of the single biggest reasons that people fail in crypto. Oh my God, Austin's going to talk about why we would fail. Oh my God, everybody lean in. It's like I'm going to whisper it to you. So here's what it really is. I think that the reason that a lot of people or a certain percentage of people are not successful in crypto. And I think, by the way, we're all guilty of this. I've been guilty of it. I can't talk. I've been guilty of this. And if you're honest with yourself, you've probably been guilty of this yourself. Okay. So what is this? It is letting our emotions get in the way or get away with us or do us in. That's what I think is one of the single biggest reasons that people fail to a certain extent in crypto. Like, well, really? Well, that's never happened to me. Really? Come on, think about it. Okay. Because I think it plays on two fronts. It's happened to me. It's probably happened to you. Okay. And by the way, I've been around this block. I got a lot of gray hair. I'm 50 plus years old, 52 to be exact. I'm going to be 53 in May. Yay. Oh, I'm so excited. and it's happened to me. It happens to every single person. I've even talked to multimillionaires who made their money in crypto and stocks, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's happened to me." Oh, you bet. Here's how your emotions can do you in. The key is to minimize this. The key is to minimize and not let your emotions truly, really, really do you in. It happens on two fronts. It happens on number one front, FOMOing in, fear of missing out. Austin, what is FOMO? What does that mean? You see the green lights behind me? I changed those lights, kind of associated with kind of market conditions. And so a FOMO scenario is that when you're looking at a particular token or coin and it's running hard, it's going up. And so an example of this is Shiba Inu in October of 2021. In that 1 month, Shiba Inu went up 1,005%. Okay. And there was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, and there were hundreds of millions probably of people FOMOing in. They were fear of missing out. They saw it every single day rising, and they're like, oh my God, I got to get in. Now that's a unique situation because literally Shiba Inu went up every single day for darn near 30 days and just never really gave back. That was very, very unique. But usually what happens in FOMO is that you're looking at a chart, right? You're looking at a chart and it's spiking up, green bars, and you're like, I got to get in. And you get in and you get in way up here. It's way up here. Like even where my finger's out of the video, right? It's way up here. And then guess what happens? You get in here, because you're FOMOing in and poof, it sells the next day. It has happened to me. I still FOMO in. We all do, okay? I think it's kind of almost like a built into our DNA. FOMO is what? Fear of missing out. We are afraid we're going to miss out on these massive returns that are going to keep going the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day. Happened to me. Being honest with yourself, look in the mirror, it's probably happened to you too. Now, the key is, like, when do you get in? Like, as an example, there was one the other day, WagMe Games. Okay, so I was watching the WagMe chart and I wanted to buy, and I was going to buy at a certain point, and I give Zach crap for this. I was going to buy the night, and it was at like, I don't know, in the fours or whatever it was, and I'm like, I'm going to buy in, and the chart had just continued to go up, and he's like, it's going to drop. Woke up the next day, it was in the sixes. And I'm like, I called him, I'm like, damn it, I should have bought. And he's like, I know. And then I ended up buying in the sixes, and it dropped like 2 days later. Not bad, but it's come back. It's just as your usual chart action will do. We all do this. Yes, I realize I just said do. We all do this, right? My point to you is that try to minimize that as much as you can. And the way you can do that is, let's say you got one that is going up, right? Buy a little bit right now, okay? DCA, dollar cost average, right? And then maybe buy a little bit more. But then don't put everything, because guys, it is going to go down. And then so buy a little bit as it's going up, buy a little bit here, and then as it's going up, and it's going to go up, it's going to drop, and then I'll wait till after the drop and I'll put a little bit more in, right? Say you had $1,000, 300 down 300 as an example, okay? So that's, again, not investing advice. Do what's right for you. So that's the key on kind of FOMOing in and trying to minimize how you minimize and how you minimize damage to yourself by buying in high. Okay. The other side of this equation is the exact opposite. A token is dropping. Okay, a token is dropping and things like that. So in that scenario, the emotional reaction is I have to sell, I have to get out because this is a sinking ship. The only thing, now this is a little bit harder. The only thing I would tell you is always look at the fundamentals. Look at like what's going on with the token or the project. Is something majorly horrible happened in the project? Did they, if not, okay, let's say that, well, number one, if something horrible happened, you have to look at it and go, okay, do I still believe in this project, the ecosystem, et cetera? Yes or no? You have to answer that question. Okay. But if nothing's horrible's happened and the token's going down in price, look for why. Why is the token going down in price? Okay. It could be manipulation. It could be things. And then ask yourself, do I still believe in this token long term, or this project long term rather? If you still do, then you hold in that scenario. The other thing around this is you always have to do what I say, zoom out, right? If let's say the price of the token or it's going down, zoom out. What's going on in the overall situation? Is this a market? Is this a macroeconomic condition that's hitting crypto? Meaning the Russia-Ukraine war. Is it just the wet blanket, as an example, on the entire crypto market and dragging the whole market down, right? So when you're looking at kind of the zoom out scenario, look at Bitcoin, look at Ethereum. Does your token that you're in, that you're looking at, maybe I should get out of, is it being impacted by the overall market moving down? Yes or no? If that's the case, again, you have to make a go or no go decision. But here's the thing: you don't take a loss until you sell at a loss. Meaning, write it down. Maybe you're like, man, I see an opportunity here. I'm going to dollar cost average. I'm going to pick up some more because it's dipping. Again, if you believe in the project, right? That's it. My point to you is don't let your emotions ruin you in this scenario. Finally, on this emotional discussion, and I know this is hard to do, if your emotions are getting you, or really, and you're like, man, I gotta get in, or I gotta sell, depending on the situation. If you can, take a step back, literally wait a little bit, because a lot of times by waiting to either get in or sell, depending upon the situation, you help yourself, is all I'm saying. At the end of the day, there's no true definitive do this situation, because every situation's different, right? But try to take your emotion out of it. And again, it's happened to all of us, right? That's all I got for you. As always, I appreciate you. Have a good one. Hope this helped. See you. Bye.